Okay, so we have a document here, Activity 411 Start, and this is, if I look at the tab up here for the document, it's RGB. So we've already learned that RGB is the color model used for all graphics that end up on screens. In other words, being made with light as opposed to ink. And we also learned that the RGB color model is more vibrant. In other words, the color gamut is closer to what we get in the real world, and in other words, what our eyes can see. Whereas the CMYK color gamut is smaller and less vibrant. So just to prove that, if I just select one of these colors, and I double click on the color picker box here, you'll see that there's a little warning here that says, if I move my mouse over it, it says out of gamut warning. And what this means is that this color cannot be printed using traditional printing methods. It's too vibrant. So that's quite a good indicator of whether you're going to get back from the printer what you actually see in the document here. So let's just see what's going to happen if I convert this document to CMYK. So if I go File, Color Mode, CMYK Color, you'll see that there's a shift. I'm not sure if it'll be picked up on the recording as clearly as I'm seeing it, but you'll see that there's a shift. The colors go slightly duller. And that's the reality of converting an RGB document to a CMYK document. So when you're designing, you've always got to be mindful of the fact that if you're working with a brand where you want a match between print and screen, you're going to need to make sure you check those things out. It's probably not a good idea to design in RGB with all those vibrant fluorescent colors, and then you get the print job back and it's disappointing because it isn't as bright. So normally what you would do is design CMYK because you're designing with the smallest gamut, in other words, the lowest common denominator, and then you can export from there to RGB, and you're going to get a much closer color match. Obviously, you don't benefit from all those fluorescent, vibrant colors that are available in RGB, but at least you're getting a match between print and screen. So that's the difference. If I go back to RGB, notice the way, whoops, let me do that again. Notice the way I don't get my bright colors back. So it's a one-way street. Once you go RGB to CMYK and the colors get dumbed down, when you go back from CMYK to RGB, you don't get those bright colors back, which is actually a good thing because it means that if you design CMYK, when you switch to RGB, the colors stay fairly consistent with what you have for print. Okay, so that's dealing with RGB and CMYK. Let's have a look at dealing with spot colors. So let's say that your client says to you, okay, we want this printed on t-shirts, but we don't want to have 5-color screen printing because that's going to be too expensive. We want it to just be 2 colors. We want it to be red and black. So I'm going to just create 2 boxes down here to represent those 2 swatches, and I'm going to apply the correct colors to those. So I'm going to select the first one and go to my swatches panel, and I'm just going to add a new swatch, and I'm going to change from process color, which is CMYK, to spot color, and I'm going to also choose, oh, this document is RGB. This document shouldn't be RGB. I didn't switch it back again. Okay, CMYK. So I'm going to add a new spot color. So instead of clicking on new swatch, I'm going to go to my library and I'm going to choose color books, and I'm going to go down to probably one of the most common spot color books is Pantone solid coated. So I'll just choose Pantone solid coated, and then I need to find my black. So that's the color that I want there. So I'm going to click on it. It adds it to my swatches library, and it also fills that color. And then for red, I'm going to take, let's see, which one is this? Okay, I actually want bright red, Pantone bright red. Okay, so those are the two spot colors that I've chosen, and you can see in my swatches panel they're indicated by a little dog ear in the corner with a spot in it. So those are my two spot colors. So I'm going to actually recolor this artwork using just these two spot colors. So I'm going to select them and I'm going to make a new color group, and I'll just call it 2spot and say I want to create it from the selected artwork and say OK. So I now have a little color group consisting of my 2spot colors. I'm then going to select this artwork and I'm going to go up here to Recolor Artwork, and I'm going to choose that color group that I created over here. Okay, and you can see that what it has done is it has taken all the colors and it has remapped them to just black and red. So I need to actually control this a little bit better. So what I want is instead of the blue becoming black, I want just the black. There we go. And the blue I want to be mapped to red. So now all the other colors, orange, blue, yellow, green, red, are being mapped to that Pantone red with different tints, but it's one color, and then black is black. So that is now a two-color job. And if I say OK, and I then go to Window, Separations Preview, and put Overprint Preview on, you'll see that I have Cmyk as per usual, but if I turn those off, so I've got no process colors, you can see this entire design is now being made up with just two spot colors. That's all the red, and that's all the black. Okay, so this is now a job that could be sent to the printer, and they could do just two screens for screen printing on t-shirts, one for the red and one for the black. And the lighter colors of red would basically be differences in the halftone screening. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and see you next time.